Alright, guys. Jeff here. Today's Monday, and I just came back from work. Right now it's about 9, almost 9:10. A little bit late because of all the appointments that I have to run today. Anyway, good news. Bitcoin is at $47,000. Ethereum at 3.3K. We're starting to see some form of a crypto rebounder going on. Of course, there's gonna be a few news about it. Let me see if I can actually bring it up later on because I did not really take this into consideration. It should be in Coindesk. But anyway, before we actually go into the crypto side of things, I just want to get through all of the news today. Hopefully, I can get it done as soon as I can. So anyway, without further ado, let's cover some news today. All right. First of all, let's talk about Tesla requesting a shareholder approval for a stock split. Okay, so before we want to talk about this stock split, I just want to bring you guys to the attention of this video that I actually did back in January of 05. Oh, hold on. You probably can't see it. Okay, over here, you can see January of 5 of January in 2022. Okay, so earlier in this year, I did make this video. Okay, over here, you can basically just look into what I'm going to be talking about over here. First of all, I said Tesla is going to be hitting $2,000. Okay. Of course, in the video, I said that Tesla is going to be hitting $2,000, and also there will be a stock split that's going to be happening in 2022. I'm very happy to see that Elon is also pushing for a Tesla stock split. And if a Tesla stock split were to happen, I'm not sure if it's probably going to be a 5-to-1. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Okay, but if that were to happen, I'm not sure if Tesla is going to be hitting $2,000 anymore, simply because there are new things that would include it, aka the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. So of course, I'm not sure if Tesla is going to be hitting $2,000, but I'm very, very happy that the stock split is happening. Apple, I did not really call for a stock split, but I did think that Apple is going to be having a very, very good year. Of course, we weren't expecting the war. I'm not going to be downplaying this entire thing to just being the war, being the main trigger effect as well. So I might be a little bit off for the Apple hitting $300. Amazon splitting, I did say that Amazon is not going to be hitting any sort of price target, but I do see a split happening. Called it simply because there is a lack of innovation happening in Amazon, and I do see Amazon doing a split. Otherwise, they are not able to bring in new investors into this company. Okay, a new disruptive company. Of course, I'm not sure. No one knows. Next, Chinese tech will have a comeback. And like I said before, right now we're starting to see a little bit of a comeback from China as well. So I would like to say that I kind of called it for that, because I think that 2020 and 2021 was very, very bad for Chinese tech companies, and of course Chinese growth companies as well. But I do think that, of course, in 2022, we will definitely start to see a little bit of a Chinese tech having some form of a boom. Okay. Next up, small caps companies sideways trade for the entire year. Of course, right now we are just almost to April for the whole of the first quarter. And I can assure you all the small caps company are doing a very weird sideways. Of course, it's sideways trending downwards also, explained in the video. We are not going to be sideways trading downwards all the way. So what you're going to be expecting in the market is going to be like this, downwards. Okay, it's not going to be like this upwards. It's not a sideways upwards market. It's going to be a sideways downwards market, because we are entering a bear market. And let's be honest, 2020 and 2021, we have a bear moment the moment the pandemic started, and immediately afterwards we had the biggest recovery known for the past few decades. Okay, so at that point of time, we're actually in a very, very bullish market movement. Kind of don't make sense for you to suddenly shift down to a continuously having this kind of bear market. So it will make sense for you to suddenly move over to a bear market instead of a bull market. Okay, anyway, Bitcoin to 100K. Not very sure if this is going to happen. Of course, I did say on contingent that we actually do get a spot ETF. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a spot ETF anytime soon. Ethereum to 10K. Of course, this is also hopefully contingent on the spot ETF by Bitcoin. That's how they actually kind of bring some form of a price movement for Ethereum as well. Not sure if this is going to be happening. Emerging coins, same thing, we do not know. Inflation down to 3.5% year over year. Okay, same thing. I do not really want to bring this up to say that, it's due to the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, but let's be honest, that is bringing a lot of issues to this entire chain of supply chains and all these markets being bottlenecked by this entire situation as well. All right, but anyway, let's get back to the news after I actually just show you guys that, I actually kind of covered it a little bit, okay? But all right, Tesla to request a shareholder approval for stock split, okay? Of course, right now, Tesla, I'm not even kidding with you. Okay, Tesla is up a 5% in the pre-market, and I do see Tesla actually going up a little bit more in the next few weeks, especially when the confirmation of the stock split happens. Okay, the moment the stock split actually happened, I do see Tesla actually jumping up about 10% or so, which is why people are actually getting into Tesla stocks right now, because they are very, very bullish on the fact that this stock split is going to be happening in 2022. Okay, there is a good chance that I will actually get into Tesla as well. I'm not very sure yet because, like I said before, Tesla right now is really at the point where it's very hard for you to see what's even higher than Tesla. Right now, in all the trillion cap company, we do not really see what's above it. Okay, we know that Apple is good, but what's better than Apple? Okay, a lot of people is trying to say that Tesla is better than Apple. I do believe so as well, with the 5 Gigafactory. And of course, let's be honest, Giga Berlin is also quite a success. If they are actually going to trend out into more Gigafactories and having more superchargers actually being populated all over the world, I do see the upside potential for Tesla being a lot more. And because of that, I might be getting a Tesla. But I'll tell you guys more about this maybe on Wednesday when I actually do a Tesla-driven video. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the news about this. So this proposal came almost 2 years after Tesla enacted a 5-to-1, which is why I expected a 5-to-1 for this proposal, for this stock split proposal as well. Okay, so of course, from last year, the deliveries for Tesla was amazing, especially for Q4. Look out for Q4 if you haven't seen it yet. Q4 of 2021, Tesla's delivery top notch, one of the best. Okay, and I'm very, very happy with that. Of course, right now I don't really have much Tesla on me. I still have a little bit, but I'm very happy to see good things happen in the world. All right. Next up, Democrats seeks to break stalemate on Biden's nominee for FTC and FCC. All right, so let's see. For the SEC, it's basically the Senate Commerce Committee, and the FTC. This is a lot of politics on this. If you are not really interested in politics, this is actually a whole bunch of basically going through the whole office, and they are actually talking about how Biden is actually getting nominated and Biden's administration as well. So kind of boring. I don't want to lie. So let's move on to the next one. Stock future rise, bond yield tick lower. Okay, pretty nice to see bond yield kind of stabilizing down a little bit. But of course, this also means that if bond yield is stabilizing downwards, stocks prices are gonna be hit a little bit, which is why SPY is kind of doing a little dance around the same level, going down and up, and so right now it's about 0.07% down in the pre-market. So we'll see how it goes later on. All right, well, I mean, I don't really want to be someone who actually talk about this, but Will Smith won the best actor after striking Chris Rock. I just thought it was pretty cool. I watched the video when I was in between appointments, thought it was kind of cool. But important thing about the Oscar is that the Coda took the best picture for Apple. So, of course, that might have some form of a good reflect on Apple stocks, but apparently not enough, because Apple is still down 1.49% in the pre-market. And of course, that is due to another news of which we will be talking about in a bit. All right, so let's talk about, let's see, all right. Behind the scenes, the IPO playbook is changing. All right, so IPO market has frozen over when it thought it could look much different. So for people who are unaware of what actually happened in the past year or so, IPOs, basically every single company that IPO, Robinhood, Toast, Didi, whoever who IPO came out dies, okay? All the IPO companies from the past year and the one before have one of the worst records as for an IPO, okay? If you have an IPO, it's going to go up in price and suddenly you're going to see the bottom of the bottom. And of course, that's been happening, of course, for your Rivian. It's happening for your Path. It's happening for... C3I was the year before. Yeah, but basically any sort of tech companies, any sort of growth companies, any sort of companies in general that's doing an IPO, destroyed. Okay, so yeah, so they're basically talking about how the IPO is. And right now, okay, 22 companies have gone public in the traditional IPO, raising a combined of $2.3 billion through Thursday. So, of course, this is a huge downshift from last year where 79 companies actually went through. And of course, we have to also take into consideration that a lot of companies are also going through the SPAC IPO version, where they're actually getting through a special purpose acquisition company, where these are all just shell companies where they're actually priced at about $10 per stock, and they just work together with a company, and then they basically have whatever company it is. So they can actually cut short the IPO period of time, and then they can actually just go with an existing company. That's what SoFi did. That is what Lucid Moto did. And that's what Matterport did. So a lot of companies actually did this sort of SPAC agreement. Of course, in Singapore, you have companies like Carousel, who is also going through a SPAC merger and such. So yeah, you can really see that people are actually moving away from the traditional IPO method of listing your company, and people are actually starting to see maybe doing it via SPAC might actually be a better idea. All right, so that's all for the IPO side of things. All right, I want to move over fast. Okay, so this one, Apple set to snap a win streak on a report of iPhone production cut. Okay, Apple to cut SE output by 20% next quarter. Okay, shares fall in the pre-market along with the suppliers. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I was actually talking about how Apple is actually still down 1.51% in the pre-market. Okay, let's be honest here. Okay, Apple is a hardware, a software, a tech, a data company. Okay, but of course, it all started with its hardware. Right now, its hardware is going to be getting through some rough supply chain issues, be it from the chips manufacturing, be it from the case manufacturing, or from basically just the iOS itself. But whatever the case is, right now, they're actually intending to reduce the output of the iPhone SE, which is the $429 iPhone, by 20% for the next quarter. So, of course, by them lowering about 20%, we're expecting a lot lesser sales. Okay, we're expecting about a 5% reduce in sales, I would imagine. Of course, iPhone is also better for the luxury goods, such as the highest tier iPhone, the highest tier iPad, the highest tier MacBook and such. Those are from the hardware side of things. For the software, you have your Apple TV, you have your iCloud and such. Okay, and of course, with the data and such, it's going to be from your App Store and such. Okay, so Apple is a huge company with a lot of multiple revenue income stream. But we cannot forgo that hardware is definitely a huge part of it, which also comes down to why Apple is also having the hardware subscription model and such, which is very, very interesting for people to really look into as well. Okay, so over here, let's see. Apple this month updated its iPhone SE line for the first time since 2020, which is the one that I talked about, which is the $429, whereas it's actually supposed to be $399, but then it kind of just went up in price according to the Apple event. The previous Apple event, I think it was about last month. Okay, possibly in an effort to persuade consumer with older iPhones to upgrade and lure Android users. Okay, so this is the thing that I'm talking about with the trillion cappers. Okay, with the trillion cappers, they kind of don't really have much space of the upside potential. Okay, because everyone in the world already have their own phones, have their own laptops, have a tertiary, be it your iPad or like I don't know, like a spare phone. Okay, it's very hard for you guys to actually get even more, which is what I mean by upside potential limitation. Okay, for Tesla, the limitation is not there yet, because it's not as if the entire world is using Tesla or superchargers are being populated in every corner of the world. Okay, which is why the upside potential is a lot higher than what we expect from all the other trillion cappers. Okay, so right now, what I'm afraid of is that they have to actually include a lower tier iPhone in order for them to actually get older iPhone holders to either upgrade or lure new users via the Android route. Okay, so of course that's going to be a little bit of an issue for Apple for them to face. But I'll be also going through Apple in a bit. Hopefully I can make a video about Apple as well. All right, so I think these are all just boring stuff. Okay, Apple pays another round of rare $200,000 bonuses to some staff. Of course, I am expecting for this $200 bonus for them to for their head engineers retention. Of course, they do want to make sure that some of their head engineers do not move away with a huge bonus check like that. It do encourages some of their engineers to actually not move away. And this is very, very important for them as well, because I do think that Apple have a huge team of engineers working on the software and the hardware as well. So, paying out all these $200,000 bonuses to some staff, I do expect them to be one of the higher members, because I do think that Apple already did one round of bonus giving. So yeah, this is going to be huge for a lot of them, for them to actually stay in Apple. Okay, we already talked about the whole hardware subscription last week. Okay, let's go to. All right, let's take a look at CNBC just to see what's actually going on. Yeah, Tesla going up simply because of the whole possible stock split. Possible, not confirmed yet. Beyond Meat going down because of Piper Sandler downgrading the stock. Coinbase, it actually went up. Of course, with this going up, it's also, let's be honest, it's not because of this whole Brazilian cryptocurrency brokerage and such. It is because of Bitcoin going up, okay? Let's be honest here. Apple reportedly cut iPhone SE output. Yeah, fell, okay? Foot Locker, Barclays, AMC. Okay, AMC. Is AMC even up? AMC is not up. Never mind. AMC is only up 1%. Okay, with Highcroft Mining earlier this month, added 2.2 in the pre-market, while Highcroft, the microcap, went up by 32.8%. That's great. Uber winning a 30-month license to operate in London. That's great. That's great for Uber. Is Uber up in the pre-market? Okay, Uber is not really up in the pre-market. It's up 0.06%, very marginal. So yeah, okay, nothing much on this side. Oops, I think I closed the wrong one. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to close this one. All right. So this one, let's talk about Elon Musk saying that he considered building a new social media platform. Of course, this whole thing happened on Twitter. If you're interested, you can go and read up on Twitter about it with the whole entire thread by Elon Musk. He's talking about how Twitter actually served as a de facto public town square. Failing to adhere to free speech principle fundamentally undermines democracy. Okay, and what should be done? So of course, someone actually kind of just asked him, do you think that you might want to build a new social media platform, because that would kind of promote free speech as what they actually expect. Of course, this is going to bring forth various discussions, such as the Truth Social, which is done by Donald Trump, which is also going through the same thought process as well. I don't think Elon Musk is going to just throw this over to Truth Social and just say, yeah, just use Donald Trump's new social platform. I don't think that's going to be how it's going to be done. But something that's going to be interesting is because Elon Musk is giving serious thought about this. But of course. Okay, what happened? Oh, okay, it's moving. Yeah. So he just says giving serious thought about it. Okay. So of course I'm thinking about it and saying that, let's not forget that after all, this is Elon on Twitter, and I don't want to take what Elon is saying on Twitter so seriously, to the point where I think that we need to do some sort of a movement in terms of the market because of that. But of course, the market will move because of what Elon Musk said. That is just how influential he is. So, of course, I do think that there is a marginal pump from this initial 5% in a pre-market for Tesla that actually came from the fact that a new social media platform would be coming up. But of course, like we already expect from SpaceX and all the other projects that Elon Musk is actually doing, it's not going to be connected to Tesla. It's going to be under a new company, and it doesn't really matter for you to really pump into Tesla. But people just expect that the pump into Tesla is how you can get a little bit of what Elon is actually doing. All right, so let's move on. I don't want to make this too long. All right, China is shutting down Shanghai in 2 phases to control COVID. Of course, we are starting to see a little bit of a COVID restraint all over again. All right, it's about 5 minutes to market open. I hope I can finish this ASAP. Okay, Shanghai is a city of 26 million people on the southeastern coast of China. And if they're going to be locking down half of the city for a mass virus testing from Monday to Friday morning. Like I said before, I do appreciate and I do think that China is doing, I would imagine that this is the right thing to do, for them to actually do a short lockdown, do a quick testing, go through, sweep over everything, and then we let everything go on a week later before they will actually have some mass infection going on. But yes, this is going to definitely be affecting a lot of the world supply chain, because let's be honest, China is in the heart of every supply chain in the world. Okay, and with any part of China being locked down, it's going to be affecting the supply chain in one form or another. Okay, let's be honest, when Shenzhen actually went through a lockdown, it was horrible. Okay, and right now they are talking about Shanghai, which is one of the biggest, one of the most important hub in China. Because this is where they actually go through all the finance and the international business. Of course, there's not going to be a lot of primary and secondary performance going on over there. It's mostly just people who are dealing with business and such. But of course, I do think that there's going to be some form of an effect on the market as well, with the Shanghai Stock Exchange and stuff. But of course, that's going to be very, very interesting for us to actually look into, because this actually opens up the further topic for us to actually talk about the whole COVID BA2 subvariant being a bigger issue in the future. All right, the next up. India is snapping up cheap Russian oil and China could be next. I've talked about this over and over again. Okay, ethical oil is still oil and people need oil. Okay, right now it's true. US, UK do not want unethical oil, but eventually they might cave in. And it's smarter for India and China to actually be getting into it first. I don't know about ethics or not. Okay, I'm always trying to stand on the ethical side of things, but let's be honest here. Okay, it can be ethical, but it cannot be stupid. Okay, that's kind of my stand on it. As simple as it is. All right. The Oscar, yeah, we talked about it. All right, let's move on to Coindesk. Okay, so over here, this is going to be the interesting part of why the prices actually went up. Do they have the Terra Luna? Because I remember looking through at the Terra Luna side of things. I think it should be this one. It should be okay. Yeah, over here, I believe so. All right, so the reason I personally believe is that one notable buy flow this week was the 125 million USDT purchase of a BTC by Luna Foundation Guard. So basically, what they're actually doing is that they're buying a lot of Bitcoin as a form of a reserve for the Terra Luna USD, which is ticker symbol UST. Okay, not USDT but UST. And basically, when you actually do the staking, they kind of have a reserve for it. Very, very smart for them to do so. And I think because of this huge buy flow in, the whole Bitcoin spheres kind of just fluctuated a little bit, which is why Bitcoin has been going up over and over again. Ever since we started this, Bitcoin currently is at 47.3K, and Ethereum is at 3.35K. Okay, so anyway, that's all I have. We are about 30 seconds into the market open. Hopefully, I can actually upload this by 10 p.m. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.